Hi everyone, how's everybody? Obviously, I'd like to start by saying happy birthday, Elvis. That's the reason why I'm doing this live stream, this extra live stream, this week. Um, Normally, I just do one a week on Sunday, but obviously, with today being January the 8th, it's a very, very happy 86th birthday. Hi, Jill. Hope you can all see and hear me okay. Marie's the name. Hi, Jake. How's things? Did anybody watch the birthday celebrations from Graceland this morning at 9 o'clock? Now, it was 9 a.m. Memphis time. It was 3 p.m. my time, so I sat back and watched it. Just wondering if anybody else watched it. You're very welcome, Jill. No problem whatsoever. Hi, BP Monkman. How are you doing? I don't want to be too downbeat today because Elvis wouldn't have wanted us to have been unhappy. He would have wanted us to, I think, celebrate his birthday. He always used to celebrate it in style when he was alive. So not too downbeat today. It should be more of a celebration. Jill says, not yet, was mucking out a horse. Okay. Well, let me go through it for anybody that didn't see it. It was very brief this year. It normally goes on for a good 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes. But today's ceremony was only 14 minutes long, so it was very brief. And the first 2 minutes was music as well, which we don't mind. That was Elvis singing. So first of all, Argo Memphis came on and just welcomed everybody to the birthday celebrations. Then Jack Soden came on and said a few words. And then Joel Winemaker, or Wineshanker, actually, I beg your pardon, came on. And that was when it actually got quite emotional. In fact, Joel nearly broke down, actually, when he was talking about Ben, Lisa losing Ben this last year. He said that no mother should have to bury her son. And it was very, very, very emotional. Everybody else was kind of just sort of very business-like, but Joel Wineshanker now, it was quite sad. It was quite sad. Then Lee Harris, the mayor of Shelby County, came on and read the proclamation declaring it Elvis Presley Day. And then Dean Z, or Dean Z, actually, as it's pronounced, came on and sang Happy Birthday, Elvis. And then Jack and Joel came back on and they cut the cake. It wasn't very easy to see them cutting the cake because he seemed to be doing it, the cake was between Jack and the camera, so you couldn't really see him cutting the cake. And I think what they do then is they actually take it over to the guest house and they cut it up and they give it out to fans there. So that was it. It was a very brief proclamation and celebration this year. Obviously due to social distancing and the amount of fans that were there. And it wasn't on the front lawn this year. It was next to the planes across the road, across the boulevard. Now, Sandro is saying that, and I must have missed this when I was watching the birthday proclamations, that they have pushed back the release of the biopic Baz Luhrmann biopic from 2021 to 2022. So I'll have to go back and re-watch that on Facebook. For anybody that hasn't seen the birthday proclamations, it's on the Facebook page, Elvis Presley's Graceland. If you were there today, what would you write on the wall to Elvis on his 86th birthday? I'd be interested to see and hear what you would have written, what you would have wanted to say to Elvis on his 86th birthday if you were there. And write it on the wall, knowing that he would read it. So that's a very interesting thing. Also you can see just below here that on Sunday we've got our second round of the Fan of the Month quiz. Okay, 2 of 5, and there is a monthly prize for the most correct answers, totaled up over the month. So don't forget that. Annette says, my dad shares his day with Elvis. Happy heavenly birthday to them both. Yes. Jake says, you are my best friend I never met. Yeah. I'd say a very happy birthday. I miss you like crazy and love you still. You will never be forgotten. Yeah, that's great. Wouldn't it be great to think that Elvis could come out and read those when he was 86 years of age? Don't forget, if you do feel like treating yourself, you can buy the Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel merchandise. I've got mugs, and I've got t-shirts and hoodies and all those sort of things as well. So if you want to support the channel, you can do that. And you can also, by clicking on the $, you can give me a super chat as well, which kind of, again, only a small fraction of it. I didn't realize, but apparently somebody told me that YouTube take 40% of super chats. But you can still give me a super chat, and it goes towards the upkeep and running of the channel. Elvis, you were the best singer in the world, always in the heart of us fans. Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's not forget little Jesse Garin as well. Unfortunately, as we obviously know, still born, but Elvis never forgot him, so we won't either. My mug is in the dishwasher again. I used it earlier on, Vincenzo. I've got the Sun Records mug. I'll tell you what I would have said to Elvis at the end. I'll keep you in suspense. What better way to spend Elvis's birthday than talking with other fans? Do you know Steve Francis? No, we never knew each other. One of my biggest regrets. Although I often think that we would have got on well together, because I think we would have had the same sort of sense of humor. I've got a couple of interviews this weekend. I'm interviewing a man on Saturday. Tomorrow? No, sorry, Sunday. It was supposed to be Saturday, but I couldn't make Saturday, so I'm interviewing him on Sunday. And then I'm hopefully interviewing a lady on the Monday. So I've got 2 interviews coming up for this channel. Hi, Freddie. It's nice to be here, he says. I would have said, happy birthday, Elvis. Thank you for all the great music. Yeah. Chris says she thinks she'll get the t-shirt. Yeah, the t-shirt is lovely. And the t-shirt, actually, there's a long sleeves t-shirt and a short sleeve t-shirt. And they come in various colors as well. It just helps promote the channel. Because the more we can promote this channel, the better. Because, you know, it keeps Elvis's name out there. And that reminds me, actually, also, when we're doing the Sunday quiz this Sunday, we're also having a couple of young fans on It'll either be 2 or 3, I think. Me, Matt, and Mary are going to be on Sunday for the Elvis birthday chat. Yeah. We're going to speak to 2 or 3 fans, young fans, and ask them how they became fans, even though they weren't born till after Elvis died, and so forth. And just to see how we can get more fans turned on to Elvis, more young fans turned on to Elvis, because let's face it, the future Elvis fans are the youth, the young ones, because nobody's going to be here forever. So that's another topic that I want everybody to kind of join in, and hopefully they can join me on Sunday. It's the usual time. It's 7:30 in the UK. I think it's 2:30 on the East Coast and 11:30 a.m. on the West Coast. I hope I've got that right. I've also been asked to mention that anybody in the UK, Talking Pictures, the channel Talking Pictures, is showing Girls, Girls, Girls on Sunday afternoon at about 2:30, I think, 2:20, 2:30, something like that. So we've got, hi Dennis, so we've got Girls, Girls, Girls to look forward to. And I must admit, actually, Girls, Girls, Girls isn't too bad as far as Elvis films go. You know, there was a few sticky ones, as we know. Hi Arkansas Dave. Few sticky ones, as we know. But Girls, 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 yes, definitely worth looking at. I've got it set up to record because I'll actually be busy Sunday afternoon talking to my subject, my guest. We must never forget Gladys and Vernon either. No, we mustn't, because without those two, there would have been no Elvis. Granny M. I'm very honoured to have a birthday the same month as Elvis. Yes. TCM has a marathon on right now in the US. I wonder if it's only in the US. Am I missing Elvis on TCM? Because we get TCM over here, but I know there's TCM UK and then there's TCM US. I must have a look. And if there is over here. Hi Charlotte, thanks for enjoying my channel and the interviews. Well, you're in for a treat because I've got 2 interviews coming up next week, once I've edited them and everything, and post-production and everything like that. Judy is watching Jailhouse Rock on TCM. I'm jealous. But like I say, everybody that is in the UK has got Girls, Girls, Girls to look forward to. Rob says there's nothing in the UK, right? So I'm not missing anything. Don't forget, I'm asking people to type on the comments what you would have said to Elvis on his 86th birthday. Just imagine that he could come down and look on and read all your comments on the wall if you were there today. I was quite surprised how brief it was. It looked cold, wet, and windy, actually, from what I could gather from looking on the live feed. I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if they're using new Biopic. I don't know if they're using Elvis's recordings or not. I would imagine they probably are, with Priscilla being involved. She could probably get them cleared, obviously. Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody who's from Memphis. Shelley Faberez. Yeah, I've asked Shelley Faberez. I haven't had any answer yet. I don't know if there's anybody in Memphis who's looking in at the moment. Just tell me what the weather was like in Memphis this morning, but it didn't look too good. Yeah, that's a good idea, BP Monkman, transferring Elvis movies to your computer, and then you can watch them anywhere on the go. I would write happy birthday to the greatest singer in the world. Yeah. That's pretty accurate, all right. Rob says Elvis is my life. Well, I know that, Rob, because when you were a guest on this channel a few weeks ago, I could tell that. And Jake says Elvis is my life as well. Matt, have you seen the new Army footage? Yes, I saw that last week. I think that's the one where it's on induction day, I think, isn't it? Very, very good. You can see Gladys and Vernon uh, in it as well. Uh, they said it was cold when they were cutting the cake. Yeah, it did look very wet and windy, I must admit. Turner Classic Movies in the USA. I'm jealous. I'm jealous, but we have got Girls, Girls, Girls to look forward to. Yeah, it was a TV room cake. Yes, that's right. Snow and ice today. Did they? Wow. I think Elvis wouldn't have minded having his songs in Lilo and Stitch. Viva Las Vegas on next on TCM. Well, we had Viva Las Vegas over here as well during Christmas, and a whole load of documentaries as well. There's another part of the Man Who Shook Up the World coming. I'm wondering if is it on tonight? It might be on tonight with it being his birthday. Does anybody know when that second part of Elvis, the Man Who Shook Up the World, is on? The first part was on the 26th, Boxing Day. I hope I haven't missed it on Channel 5. I missed the first one and I had to watch it on YouTube. Viva Steve. It's hard to imagine what Elvis would have been like at 86. I don't mind that they put Elvis's songs in Lilo and Stitch because it might have turned people on to Elvis's music. I wonder what Elvis would have done for his 86th birthday. Yes, that's right. He probably wouldn't have gone. He went to Colorado, didn't he? Or Aspen. Was it Aspen? For one birthday and was snow. What do they call those things? Snowboarding or something, wasn't it? Jet skis. Yeah, the birthday today was too short. Yeah, it was. It's the shortest one I remember. Yeah, no, that's a different one, Vicky. Believe it or not, The Man Who Rocked the World is a different documentary. This one is called The Man Who Shook Up the World. Yeah, 1976. He went to Aspen, is right. Hi, Sandy. Yeah, they're called jet skis or something, aren't they? Snow jet skis. Yeah, Jacqueline says the more Elvis songs out there, the better. Yeah, I agree. There is a two-part to be aired shortly on YouTube. Well, this one was on Channel 5 in the UK, and at the end of the first one, it said coming up in the second part. But I thought it might be today, but obviously people are saying no. I like to hear Dog's Life in Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, snowmobiles. That's what they're called. Snowmobiles. Yeah. Yeah, he would probably go to Palm Springs to the Chino Canyon um, house. Snowmobiles is right, Granny M. He could have gone to Hawaii, yeah, because he liked Hawaii. I was saying on my live stream last week, I don't know, some people might have missed it. Tom Hanks and his wife had dinner with Priscilla Presley, and he was expecting to hear Priscilla say that Colonel Parker was a crook and he screwed everybody out of money and things like that. But she actually said no, he looked after her. He was great. So there you go. Whatever you take away from that. So don't forget if you can join me on Sunday for the second round of the Fan of the Month quiz. The details are just below. It's the normal time: 7:30, 2:30 East Coast, and 11:30 a.m. West Coast of the US. I don't know other times within the US, but those are the times anyway. Whatever time it is with you, We could probably work it out from you know the times in the East Coast and West Coast. He liked to go to Denver. Yes, he did. He had a lot of police or friends in the police force in Denver. First man who rocked the world, second man who shook up the world. Yeah, there definitely is. This definitely is a different documentary to the man who rocked the world. That was just a one-off, and that was on once, and that was it. But this is a two-parter apparently. Suze D, I think that is. I think SZ is probably short for Suze D. She's 18, but she loves him. Well, you see, I mean, that's great. The young fans, the more young fans, the better. Lisa Marie is concerned with today's climate. Baz Luhrmann will exploit Elvis and Priscilla's relationship, and there'll be a huge backlash against her dad. Don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm disappointed to hear if it is true that it's been pushed back to 2022, because that is an awful long time to wait. I thought it was bad enough having to wait until November 2021. Elvis said, taking care of himself, he would look very much like Wayne Newton and carry himself the same way. And him and Elvis were good friends. Yeah, I would have, obviously, by now, if he was still alive, he couldn't be really touring or doing anything like that. He'd have to be doing just, maybe one show, 2 shows a year at the most. But can you imagine that show? And of course, with the technology that it is now, he'd be able to do the satellite shows and things like that, no problem whatsoever. He would have definitely come to England, I think, if he'd have been in better health. Sandy says, I've blown up Facebook for the past 3 days with his music and birthday wishes. Yeah, don't forget anybody else. I'd like to see what you would have written to Elvis today if he'd have still been alive and he could come down and read the messages on the wall. Gospel Steve. Yeah, he would have got, yeah, he would have, people say that knew Elvis that he was going to go on a gospel tour in 78. He was going to completely change direction and do a gospel tour with J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet. Yeah, I mean, Jacqueline says, no, Elvis would never look like Wayne Newton. No, he would just look like Elvis, but he just would have looked older. Yeah, he might have done a concert in England for his birthday, yeah. Although I do think that now in 2021, he couldn't really have done many. He would have just done maybe 1, 2 a year. But he would have done the Aloha from Hawaii again. That's what he would have done. But maybe he would have done it from Japan this time or something like that. Whatever the Japanese equivalent is of Aloha. That would have been something else, wouldn't it? And it probably wouldn't have been, because of the way the technology is now, it probably wouldn't have been as rushed. I mean, I get the impression when he did Aloha that he knew that they only had the satellite for an hour and that was it. So he had to stick rigidly to that hour time slot. Now it's a lot, it's a lot less, it's not as strict. And there's a lot more leeway with the satellites now. You can have it for as long as you like within reason. I didn't see him in real life, unfortunately. No. He was going to stop for a year and go to Hawaii and get in shape and come back. Yeah, he did say that to a few people while he was over there. So if you've got any questions for me before I just tie this up, this little bit of a celebration and an acknowledgement of Elvis's birthday. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody's been doing today. I think they've been watching Elvis films, they've been listening to his music. But to me, that's just a normal day. I think we've just been doing it a little bit more today, haven't we? That's what we've been doing. It's nice to see uh, that his films and documentaries and things like that uh, are being shown again around about his birthday and the anniversary of his death. If you rewind a couple of years, there was absolutely nothing on. It was terrible. They never, the television companies never used to acknowledge that it was his birthday or anything like that. But it tends to be coming back again now. And I'm struck by a question that Tom Hanks was asked on the Late Late Show. The interviewer said, "Is Elvis big in Australia?" And Tom Hanks kind of did a double take and said, "Elvis Presley is big everywhere." And he even said, "Elvis is as big now as he was when he was alive." And I tend to agree with Tom. It's almost like he's made another comeback. I mean, I know he never went away. You've got to go away to make a comeback. But it's almost like he's on another crest of a wave. The last crest of a wave, well, I don't know whether it was a crest of a wave, but in 2002, Elvis had a bit of a resurgence with A Little Less Conversation and those sort of things. They tied it in with the World Cup. So he seems almost to be having another resurgence. I was surprised that Ben was laid to rest at Graceland, yes. But I can see the sense in it, and I can see the reasons behind it. The Channel 5 documentary part 2 hasn't been on. Well, that's good, so I haven't missed it. No, I didn't sing Happy Birthday while I was showering. No, I should have done, though. That's a good idea. Did anybody see Dean Z singing Happy Birthday? I think he did a good job, although the microphone wasn't set up very well. There was only one mic. There wasn't a mic on his guitar, so he was kind of asking the crowd, could they hear his guitar? Thanks, Freddie. You're welcome. Yeah, well, Sandro says, in his opinion, Wild in the Country is better than King Creole. Everybody has, their own favourites and things like that. I mean, without a doubt, King Creole was a highlight in his career. I mean, I've got a soft spot for Kid Galahad and obviously Viva Las Vegas and Change of Habit. I've got a soft spot for that as well. So, and obviously King Creole is a good movie. Jailhouse Rock. It's just one of it's just those iffy few. Flaming Star, yeah. There's just those iffy few in the mid 60s there that were a bit iffy. that's the only word I can think of is iffy. I mean, I think that Double Trouble. A lot of people say that Double Trouble they didn't like Double Trouble, but there's some parts in Double Trouble which I think is quite funny, quite funny. So, if you'd all like to join me again on Sunday, January the 10th, for the second part of Elvis Fan of the Month. Don't forget there's a prize at the end of the month, and it's a framed 45 of It's Now or Never, backed with Mess of the Blues. It's a nice prize. It's a nice prize to have. And that's kindly been donated by Arkansas Dave. So thanks very much for joining me tonight and just telling me what you would write to Elvis. It's been nice just to pop in and see how everybody's doing and so forth, and what they were doing to commemorate Elvis's birthday. People were obviously listening to his records. They were watching his films. I'm going to do that now after I finish. And what I would say if Elvis was alive today was, you were and always will be the best. And thank you very much, Elvis. That's what I would have said to him, definitely, without doubt. Uh, there'll never be another Elvis. That's for sure. Never be another Elvis. So look after yourselves, and I hope to see you